Hello everyone, this is Zenzo Hagen of the Alliance for Loki, and this is my Sorcerer Supreme review. So I had gotten her from the arena grind. I've done nothing with her. She's still level 1, rank 1, and so she's about as weak, she is as weak as possible for a 5-star. I want to just try her in some fights, and I've sort of been playing with her, and the first hint I use is what you see right there is activate her power gain pre-fight ability. The reason why I do this is I want to get her power as quickly as possible, just so I can start using her runes. And so you can see the power builds up quite quickly once you have this activated. And so that's a really nice feature. So I'm just fighting Red Hulk, or regular Hulk, sorry, Green Hulk. And my goal is to try to get on the Regen on block one, and so there it is right there. That gives me 3 runes and it activates 1, so I have 2 runes at the bank for other specials and 1 rune. You see also the way the regen is sort of paused during the SP2, that just gives me a little extra regen and off I go. So now when you use your SP3, you end up with a permanent rune, meaning there aren't any charges on it anymore. And so again, I want to get that to the one that has the armor break, which gives me a regen, so I'm using the heavies to quickly cycle through it. And there, okay, now I'm on the armor break. I launched my SP3, and this is basically going to give me a permanent rune, so there's no more sort of bank for the regen rune. And that's really helpful because in most fights, I feel like this is the best strategy, is get that rune up, gives you lots of regen, and then anytime you use a every time you use a special, it's going to reactivate that. And so now the fight's more or less under control. I'm just going to keep on playing. I am running full Mystic Dispersion. Not sure how helpful it is. Certainly you get more power. But you see here I throw the special even though he's blocking. That's the nice thing about her, is that you can use the special 1 even when they're blocking, and it activates any rune you want. So for instance, if he was an evade champion, I could activate my special 1 even if I was standing far away from them. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting way to play the champion. And so, now again, just throwing my special 3, just gain lots of power. You definitely throw a lot of specials with Sorcerer Supreme, and if you can sort of get past the first little stage of getting the rune you want, then the rest of it goes pretty well. And so yeah, gain again to slow debuffs, don't really need them, but the best thing about this is I'm in this power gain phase. You can see he doesn't ever get to his SP3. You do have to be careful. It does take a lot of sort of watching of your what state you're in. I guess Mystic state you're in. I'm not sure what this is called, but so now I'm just going to keep on fighting him, throwing a lot of specials, trying to just be careful I don't put him up to an SP2 or SP3, and again, getting armor breaks now, and now I'm sort of doing everything I need to. And look at that power gain, not the power gain, that regen, amazing regen from activating your regen ability. And so yeah, now it's going pretty good. So this is 11,000 compared to my 2,000, and I've hardly lost any health, and it just gains so much utility from all of her rune abilities. And again, just spamming specials. And I would say she's sort of like the goddess of slow play. You can really take it easy, play slowly. You have your SP1 to always back them up if you need, and the Hulk goes down. And so yeah, pretty good fight overall. I think that sort of showcases a lot of her ability and how she works. So my next fight is against Hela. So this is this month's uncollected event, and it's good because the champions have a fair amount of PI, so I feel like it's a good challenge, these longer fights. And again, you can sort of see how Sorcerer Supreme works and what is the best for her. So again, activate the power gain state. I just think this is the absolute best one to start into, because you want to get the specials as quickly as you can. And it's nice to be able to attack into them without them gaining too much power. So I'm really interested in her awakened ability. So it gives a higher percentage of effectiveness for those. And so I can imagine you'll gain power gain much quicker if you have that. And you can see here it's going pretty well. I've already gotten up to 2 bars of power, which is exactly what I wanted, just same as last time. I go ahead and throw my SP2, that way I get some regen ready, and now I can keep on playing. So that means I'll go absorb the block, and also get regen on the block. Like, see, you block there, and look at that, my regen goes shooting up, my health goes shooting up. Now I fire it here again, get an armor breaking on. So it's really cool the way you can sort of use these long distance specials, but only with your special 1. If you do this with your special 2, you would be in big trouble. And so, yeah, now I'm at an SP3, so I really want to sort of wait and get my regen again. So I'm sort of using the power gain, and now I'm going to use my heavies to cycle through, and there I am, and all set. Now I'm going to have that permanent buff or permanent rune of the regen on block. And so again, I really like this one. I think this is the best state to be in for most fights, and just allows you to absorb a lot of black damage, get regen, and you actually see it does a fair bit of damage. And so now I'm just going to block everything, and even on the parries I'm getting a little bit of regen, which is really nice. And getting close to having her near the end of her life. And yeah, a little worried about pushing her to a SP3, but again, in this state I have the power drain, so I'm alright. I'll go dance around a little. You can see again, just blocking it, and look at my health bar go shooting up. So really cool feature of the way that she can become a good blocking champion. So sustainable in much the same way that like Captain America or Emma Frost would be. So what many people were excited about was the fact that she can put on the slow mechanic. And so this is now Masters, this month's Masters event quest. And there's a Nightcrawler here, so I figured this would be a good place to demonstrate her slow ability. The only thing about her is that so many characters who evade are, of course, science, and this does not work against science. So it can't be a class disadvantage, but against Nightcrawler it's great. And so I'm just going to slow play it again, and my goal, again, I start into power gain just because I want to get power, and then my goal is going to be in this power gain mode, cast a special, and that will get me the slow debuff. And then to be even more advanced, I want to have a SP3 in that mode, and then that would give me it all the time when I throw specials. So you see the way I just throw a special there, get the slow debuff, keep it going on. And it's really a cool thing about her character, she has that. And so now it's slow, I don't have to worry about him evading. Of course, he's a super crazy evade champion. Okay, and once again, I get away with some attacks right there without him evading. I use my heavy. Now I'm in that power game, which is again going to put on a slow debuff. And since it's the SP3, I get a permanent bank of those slows. And so they last 12 seconds, and then every time I use a special, it gets refreshed. So now I just have an infinite amount of those. I can keep on spamming my special, and now I just basically have the fight totally under control. And so yeah, now I can just attack and do whatever I want, really. So you do have to keep a little bit of watch on the debuff. So I've actually lost it here, and see the way I just throw my SP1. It doesn't even matter because the slow refreshes. She keeps really good distance on the SP1. And as an incredible extra benefit, she also gets the nullify, so she sort of has an aura of nullification where she stands close to them. I think it's about every second that they lose their any buffs they have. And so yeah, it's a really cool way of fighting. Again, absolutely under control, and I have 3 slows stacked up, and they keep on stacking up each time I throw them too as well. So that's also really cool that it's not like one just gets replaced. They're sort of sitting on top of each other. And yeah, so that fight was really quick and simple, and yeah, another really interesting way to showcase her rune ability. So the last fight I want to showcase is against this war machine. So the reason why I want to show this is when she has her regen mechanic up, it works really well against characters who have specials that are unevadable or really difficult to evade. And so since I'm going to be blocking this evade, I'm going to be getting back health every time I block it. So that's a really interesting way of playing her, and a really cool use. Just again, get that health back from having to absorb hits. So here I am. See, I don't have it up, and you can see it does a fair bit of damage. And so this is a strange node. I think it's a flare, so I'm losing a fair percentage of my health just because of the node. But now I've gotten it, the regen on block. There it is. And see if you can throw his SP1, and there it is. And you can see my health is trying to shoot up again. The regen is sort of counteracting it. But yeah, it's really awesome the way you can get that you know, this time I think I just missed it, and so yeah, but again, and then I missed the parry as well. But yeah, I've been playing around with it some, and it is really cool the way you can deal with those SP, those special attacks that aren't easily available with that mechanic. So my final thoughts about Sorcerer Supreme. She's a really interesting champion. At first, to be honest, I didn't like her at all. I thought she was terrible. But now I've played around with her, I've gotten used to her mechanics. I think she has some really cool things about her. I'm not sure how useful she's going to be, but you know, as soon as she's ranked a little higher and maybe even awakened, she'll really shine as far as a playable champion. The things I like about her is that she really is queen of the slow play. Like the way you can like stand far away and use your SP1, I think is really cool, just because you know, it allows you to put on debuffs with actually not having to get an attack. I think her power gain and power drain mechanic is interesting and can sort of help you in situations where, you know, you have to fight your way out of, say, the wall, but you don't want to gain power. You know, the armor break, of course, is nice because there's always reasons why you want characters to be armor broken. And so, and yeah, of course, slow is really good too. So there's all sorts of really cool reasons to play her. It is difficult though, because you're keeping track of a lot of things. You're having to watch your sort of phases that you're in. You have to balance that with, you know, also how long your debuffs are working and when they expire, or in the regen case, how long that mechanic is working. So you're sort of always having to concentrate on many things as well as the fight. And so my really hint for her is to sort of, as quickly as you can, get SP3 in that armor phase. That way you have that permanent regen rune, and then just like play it and totally spam your specials as much as possible, and that way you always have regen up, and then you're just getting all the other benefits. And I think that way works pretty well. Yeah, I'm really interested to rank her up and see what she's like, and actually I've been having a lot of fun playing with her. I feel like she's going to be a really fun character. If nothing else, I think she's going to just be cool to play and have a good time, and take her into like content like the monthly event quest and maybe special events, and just like enjoy the sort of different style she is. But maybe she'll have some really cool groundbreaking mechanics and be an awesome character. So that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.